Okay, welcome back to Magic Realm on Tabletop Simulator. Hopefully by this point you have a basic understanding of the basic rules. Hopefully that's in place, or you're just along for the ride and you don't really care to comprehend anything. That's fine as well. It is just an interesting game. So last time, we did very well for ourselves as the Woods Girl. We're going to be abandoning that just to sort of move on to try something a little bit different, just to show you, how different characters can go about doing things. But before I cleared this off and reset, I did want to point out a few things that I got wrong. Now, I'm sure I got plenty of things wrong, which is why I don't recommend this as like, an actual competent tutorial. But these are just the ones that I realized or remembered or whatever. So one thing, relatively minor, I don't think this would have affected anything. Actually, yeah, it would have delayed our turn. It would have delayed our turn slightly. So hirelings, natives that are there just to follow other characters around and help them out, they must be assigned to follow. They must be assigned to follow at the start of every day. And if they are not assigned that, then they don't follow anyone. They just sit there wherever they are. They're too stupid. Now, when you're playing solo, obviously, just on like a tabletop here, you're not gonna like think, oh, I gotta assign them to follow today, otherwise they'll sit there. And even if you're playing on the digital version, once you assign them to follow once, it'll, they'll always just follow you every day. The thing is, though, the thing to note, this is what I didn't do, but if you play on the digital version on Realm Speak, it will it will punish you for it. And that's the assign to follow has to be at the start of the day, meaning that if you hire them in the middle of the day and then say move away from where you hired them right away, which is what I did on the first turn, they will sit there. They will not follow you. So you can't hire and then move immediately if you want them to come with. You cannot do that. Again, I mean, if you're playing by yourself and you flub up that rule, no one's gonna crucify you. No, the rule police didn't swoop in while I was playing and tell me, hey, doofus. But it's something to keep in mind, especially if you're playing on the digital version. You will be punished for that. You'll have to go back and pick them up and waste a whole couple days. Okay, so that's one thing. Second thing I learned was that hirelings cannot carry anything for you. This is made very explicit in the rules if you read the correct section. So this was not allowed. I was not able to do this. There are, if you hire the correct one, the actual leader, which if I go over to the guards here, see this guy with the star, that means that he's a leader. He's a native leader. So when you hire the native leader, you basically get a second character. The native leader can do most things that a player character can do, including carrying belongings and having other dudes follow him around. He can find treasure. He can kill monsters, all that. He's just like another character for you to control. You actually bust out another one of these sheets. You bust out another one of these sheets for that character. Obviously, he's still sort of connected to you. He's hired by you, so anything he kills, you get the benefit of. Anything he discovers, I believe you automatically discover. and he can carry stuff and bring it back to you. So that's that. But the normal dudes, the underlings, they cannot carry stuff. So this, I cheated. This would have actually gotten left behind. Additionally, I had the... No, I was trying to buy the power boots because I was trying to decide if that would let me carry heavy stuff. I can inform you now, it does not. I never found a ruling where it specifically says this, so the only way that I know is because I ran into the exact situation on the digital version, which is the Word of God. You know, it does everything correctly. I was playing the Woods Girl. I got the power boots. I picked up a heavy item. I mean, nothing stops you from picking up a heavy item, but then I was no longer able to move. And I did have the power boots active. I'm pretty certain. So I was perplexed because I was like, I really... Yeah, but I guess it's just... It doesn't change your weight. Yeah, you know, that it sort of bothers me because the rules for boots say that you can use it to carry stuff, but you still can't carry above your weight class. It doesn't matter what boots you have on, which I guess makes sense logically, although, you know, they're magical boots, so I don't know. I don't know. But sure, alright guys, you know, even if the Woods Girl has magic boots and she tries to pick up, you know, a boulder, she'll still crumple. I suppose. So that's another thing. There was probably a fourth rule that I remembered, and now that I've forgotten. Yeah, yesterday when I was thinking about it, I think I had 4 things, but now I'm blanking, so whatever. I'm sure I've gotten more than 4 things incorrect, but all right. Let's load. Let's reset. Let's start fresh. Let's get the setup going. I love this set. I mean, this is like the most satisfying tabletop simulator setup in existence. No one beats this. All right, here's the map that it's given us. We've got a valley here. We've got a valley here. A valley right here in the middle. See, you know, valleys can just be thrown in the middle. This here, this one all the way on the edge. I kind of hate that. That worries me. Although it is... it's close to the caves, but I don't like the caves. It's not great. If I end up starting on the fucking Dark Valley over here, cast off into the abyss, it's a little problematic. Whereas starting in the Evil Valley, you're directly next to the Borderlands. You can pop into the High Pass, run right into the Crag. I mean, yeah, you just don't know. We'll accept it, just because, you know, we won't be too picky. So now, I didn't have it automatically assign me a character because I want to pick my character this time. We're going to go with the White Knight. I would pick the Black Knight, except the White Knight gets one little piece of magic. And unlike the Woods Girl, we might actually end up using that magic. And the White Knight is a heavy character, and I want to show off how a heavier armored greatsword, you know, character might play. Alright, so the White Knight. He is very white. He is exceptionally white. You can tell. But the Black Knight is not actually black. He is also very white. Anyways, right, the White Knight. So, he's heavy. He's a heavy man, which means that he can carry heavy stuff. He can use heavy weapons, all that good stuff. If he finds heavy treasure, he doesn't need anyone to carry it for him. All well and good. His advantages: he can record and do an extra rest phase each day. We didn't really do rest ever yet, but we definitely might. Resting is how you recover fatigued and wounded chits. And he will definitely be fatiguing. You can see that most of his stuff has asterisks on it. You know, he tires out. The man tires out, but he knows how to rest, so that's good. Then honor. He subtracts 1 from each die he rolls on the meeting table. So anytime he ever rolls meeting with anyone, allies, enemies, neutral, whatever, he subtracts 1 from each die, which generally means that he can't get the 6 result. So like meeting with a friendly one, he'll never get the no deal. He'll always get, like, you know, an opportunity to pay a lot of money. Meeting with a neutral, yeah, he'll still get no deal, but he'll never have to roll on the unfriendly table, you know. So yeah, people just like the White Knight. They just love this guy. They just love his face. They love his little beard there, all that. Relationships. He starts as an ally with the Order. This is actually a little broken, and there is sort of a house rule, optional rule, that nerfs that and brings it down to friendly instead of ally. Starting with ally with any group is kind of powerful. Starting as allies with the Order, where he can start and who sells, like, you know, good shit, and he can hire them, you know, and they're even more, like, it's a little broken, but for now we'll keep it as is. He's friendly with the Lancers, unfriendly with the Raiders and the Crone. And he's enemies of the Company. He fucking hates the Company. I don't know the lore behind Magic Realm. I don't know what it is about the Company that's so disagreeable to the White Knight. I'm not going to speculate on that, but that's his thing. All right, so you can start at the inner chapel. He's going to almost always start at the chapel, of course, with his allies. He starts with a great sword, which is pretty decent. Pretty darn decent. And he starts with heavy armor, heavy suit of armor, so full plate, covers his entire body head to toe. And he starts with a single holy spell, a single type 1 spell. So if we go over to the type 1 spells, so we can look at those. There's only 4. We have Exorcise. In the target clearing, every demon and imp is killed. All other spells and curses are broken, including those being cast. All color chits fatigue. So, yeah, I mean, breaking a curse is good. Automatically killing the demon and imp are good, because those are really annoying enemies. The problem with all these is that, much like the Woods Girl, the White Knight only has 1 magic chit, and he pretty much needs that in order to cast the spell, which means that he can't really use it as a magic source, right? Because it's either flipped over as a magic source, or it's unflipped for him to actually cast the spell as an action chit. So if he had 2, it would be no problem. I mean, he would have a lot more options available to him. But he doesn't. He needs another source of white magic in order to really do anything, in order to cast a spell. So Exorcise just... I mean, maybe, you know, if you ended up finding a portable source or something that you could, you know, in the form of an artifact, you know, a treasure, sure, Exorcise could be good. But as it is, not a great starting spell. Make Whole. Activate all fatigue or wounded chits and repairs all damaged armor of target, and breaks the Wither Curse. So this is just a full restoration to your entire body. All damage, all fatigue, any damaged armor just repairs. Not destroyed armor. Once it's destroyed, it's gone forever. But obviously pretty nice for a beefy character that might fatigue or wound a lot. Peace. Target is immediately unassigned, and any attacks or spells by target are cancelled. Target may not lure, attack, or cast spells. Yeah, force someone to not attack. Not really useful for the White Knight because he doesn't want peace. Peace was never an option. But there you go. And then finally, Small Blessing. Target character immediately rolls for a wish. So let's look at the wish table. There is a wish table. All right. So you would roll 2d6 on this, I believe. Or maybe it's a 1d6. I think it's 2d6. So, if you get Strength, the next Fight Chit or Gloves card you play that hits inflicts tremendous harm. Okay? Which, for some characters, would be insanely good. And if you play, like, the Pilgrim, that's often a big strategy. But you'll notice that we already have some tremendous fights. We have a T5 with only one asterisk. Or a T4 if we really need it. So we don't really need tremendous hits. We've got them. Health. All your action chits are rest and return to play. Cancel Wither and Heal Health. Its strength is equal to the power of the pit result that affects chits. I don't know what that means really, but okay. Peace, combat ends for the day and you're clearing. Again, peace isn't great. Vision, you can look at all the treasure cards in any one treasure site. Kind of interesting. You are elsewhere. You pick any other target, any other character or monster or native, and you teleport them to any clearing of your choice. And then I am elsewhere. You get to teleport to any clearing of your choice. Okay, I mean, obviously there's some things in there that could be nice, but the common results are going to be like strength, which we don't need, and health, which is fine, but if we just pick make whole, we can get that anyways. And remember, if I could cast Small Blessing anywhere I want, yeah, then that might be a better option. But the thing is, our most reliable source of white magic is going to be at the chapel. The chapel always is a source of white magic. So we could cast Small Blessing every time we go to the chapel, but if all we're really hoping for is just the health option, then why not just pick Make Whole? So let's do that. I remembered the other rule that I was going to mention. I said that the seventh day of the month was all magic types. That's not true. The seventh day of the month is white and black. Or white and gray. I think it's white and... yeah, it's white and black. Right. Because then the other 3 weeks cover the other ones. So white, black, then gray, then purple, then gold. Alright. There you go. So, we can also, on the seventh day of the week, if we're not at the chapel, we can also cast Make Whole. So keep that in mind. Alright, so we got our spell, we got our equipment. We're gonna start at the chapel, so everything is all set. Let's make it happen. Oh, we didn't pick our VPs. Alright, let's go with, I don't know, let's go with not 21 fame. 2 fame, 1 notoriety, 2 great treasures. Again, I ignore that gold result, because you subtract your starting 10 gold, and we also have to subtract the 10 for the greatsword I start with, and the 17 for the suit of armor. So we're already in the hole 37 gold, which is a tough hole to get out of. I did read a bit more about how scoring works. Basically, you get graded on all 5 categories, regardless of how many points you put in it. The point system is basically like your bonus points, sort of. I'm not really going to explain it because I'd have to just read through the rules again. But bottom line is, even if I don't pick gold, if I never get any gold, that still hurts my overall score. Now, if you complete all 5 of your victory things, technically you still win. You still win the game. Anyone that does that, regardless of anything else, they win the game. But then every game, regardless of winners, has a victor. And the victor is whoever has the highest overall score. So you can have a game where no one actually wins. No one gets the 5 points. There's no winners, but there's still a victor because they have the highest score. But for solo play, we don't really care about any of that. All we care about is our 5 points. So let's go with that. And it will set it up. Alrighty. So, Knights of the Order, we are starting in the Cursed Valley. That sounds good. Straight into the ruins. I'm going to have to do... well... yeah, there's options. Okay. Let's see here. We're going to trade, definitely. We want to see what they have to offer. I could try hiring them as an ally with -1 on the table. I have an okay chance of getting price ×1, but I don't really need the assistance. I don't need this dude hanging out with me. I mean, yeah, he's got a horse, but the horse doesn't help me. It just sort of protects him. I mean, it would be in no way a detriment to have this guy on my side, but I don't know how much time I'd really want to waste. Let's just get out in the world. You learned about how having a native can help you last time. So let's, we'll trade once, then we'll move to the ruins 2, ruins 1, and then we'll hide. And yes, the White Knight still likes to hide, even though he's a great, honorable warrior. Move ruins 2, move ruins 1. Hide. I hope I got those numbers correct. Yes. All right. That's our turn. Let's make it happen. All right. Bats are prowling. Going to trade. So let's go over here and see what they've got. They've got a crossbow. They've got great axes. They've got the Morning Star. Now, the Morning Star is actually a better weapon. So that's probably what we're going to try to bid on just to see if we get it. The Morning Star is a better weapon, and I'll tell you why. On the front, you can see it has an attack speed of H6. So no matter what shit I play, it's attacking at 6 speed, which is really slow, but it's the same as my greatsword. The greatsword has the exact same thing, but the greatsword has a sharpness, so it can kill an unarmored tremendous target, which is pretty good, whereas the Morning Star by default cannot. On the greatsword's flip side, you see that it's still got H damage with a sharpness, but now it loses the speed. So now it takes the speed of whatever chit we play. So somewhere in the 5 or 4 range, depending on how much effort we put in there. Which is fine. It's fine. But let's look at the Morning Star. Ho ho. H3. So no matter what time you play, this is going at attack speed 3, which is huge. I mean, that's a big benefit. That means that even if I play this if I play as T5, this bumps up to tremendous damage, which can kill even an armored tremendous target at attack speed 3. That's crazy good. Anyways, yeah, so the Morning Star is great. They also sell war horses, but the price is exorbitant. I mean, buying a war horse at 4 times the price, you're paying 80 gold. And hopefully you realize by now that that's not that easy to come by. As for the treasures, we've got the Penetrating Grease. Yes, that is the actual name. Ha ha ha. Weapons inflict same damage as if enemies were unarmored. So there's a one-time use that basically just ignores armor. Not terrible. Not terrible, but we don't really have a problem with armor. Shielded Lantern, you get an extra phase if you start in a cave. Not too shabby either, but it does cost $8. So I might as well try for the Morning Star in that case. But there you have it. Those are the treasures there. So alright, let's try for the Morning Star. We're going to roll 2 dice on the ally table. And we get to subtract 1. So we went with, we got a 4, which is price times 3. Price times 3 of the Morning Star is 24 gold. I could sell my armor to get it. Well, that's not really a good idea. Ideally, we would have gotten price times 2, because then I would have traded in my greatsword and had 4 gold left over. But it's fine. Let's roll with the greatsword for now. Okay, we're gonna move then into the ruins, and then we're gonna roll to hide. And no special bonuses here, just straight up hiding. There you go, we are hidden. This music is fucking music. It's either always too damn quiet or way too damn loud. God damn it. Alright, anyways. Yeah, okay, so we're good. Let's flip over the chits. Bats are prowling, I believe. Right? That was what we... Yeah, bats. Alright. And we found the Lost City. Look at that. That was quick. Let's see what she's got to offer. We got Flutter 1. Alright, we're gonna have bats on us. We have the Shrine here. We have the Lair here. We got Patter 5. And the Altar as well. Alright. The Lair is here. That's very exciting. We're probably gonna work on that. I don't know where this goes. It doesn't matter. Alright, then bats. We got Flutter in cave tiles, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Either way. We got a giant bat on us. So, do we try to kill the giant bat? Yeah, we will. We will try to kill it, because we can't undercut it. And frankly, it will always undercut us, but it does medium damage. We have heavy armor. It can never damage our armor with that. And even if it flips, can't do shit. The worst that's going to happen, really, is that we go 2 rounds where nothing happens. But I can always keep fatiguing if I really want to just get this thing dead. We're hidden, though, so we get a first ambush round. Which means that I'm going to alert my weapon by just playing this. Because he's not technically assigned to me, so I don't have to play a faster fight shit than his speed. Because if he is assigned to me, I would not be able to alert my weapon. I don't have a fast enough fight. So that's fine. So now we're alerted. Which doesn't really make a difference, to truth be told. For this fight, it doesn't make a difference, but just again reiterating that being hidden at the start of a fight, you can always alert for pretty much free. Alright. And doesn't really matter what we play. This is a medium bat, so I can play just anything. We don't need to try and fatigue anything. I don't need to play a maneuver. This is just a hidden hit. And we're just going to roll on the reposition, and maybe we'll kill him in 1 shot. There you go. We got a 4. He stays right where he is, and he fucking dies. Done. There you have it. So that's 3 fame, 3 notoriety on our first turn. Good. That bat is the least of our concerns, though. All right, so we could try and, well, let's look at the altar here. So the altar has, I don't remember, let me just see. It's got 2 spells, 4 treasure, but it's got the demon on it. The demon is kind of bad news. If I had the Morning Star, I could get it alerted and attack at 3 speed, which beats out his 4, which would be great. if I could just undercut the demon and annihilate him. He would undercut me, but if I was hidden, then it wouldn't matter. I would just one-shot him and he'd die. That would be nice. But as it stands, I can't undercut him, so he's... The demon is sort of like the imp. He doesn't have a normal attack. The imp attacks with curses. The demon attacks with power of the pit. Which means he just rolls on this table. And that's the result. That's what you get hit with. So rust damages all your armor. Forget fatigues all your magic chits. That's fine. Blight... all of your chits that have effort become wounded, which would decimate. I mean, I'd be dead. That's basically a kill. Terror. I would wound all my light and medium strength move and fight chits. That would be fine. That wouldn't bother us. Carried away. We're instantly killed. Fiery chasm. All unhidden characters, natives, and monsters in the clearing are killed. So... pretty much 3 out of the 6 kill me. He does roll 2 dice and take the higher result, so I'm more likely to get the rust result. But I don't want to lose my armor, and this just is that just, yeah, it's not good. It's not good. We don't want it. Now, we might still end up having him show up, but we'll see. The shrine. The shrine has the winged demon, who also has the power of the pit. So that's also bad. This one has 2 spells, 4 treasure. I can't undercut him, and he could easily just kill me as well. So we want to try and just get the fuck over to the lair, because then as soon as one of those things show up, I'm probably just getting the hell out of here. So if I ever roll a 2, both of those will appear on this tile. Sorry, we're going to move to Ruins 4, then Ruins 6. I could try and find this hidden path and then just skip over there, but the odds are kind of slim, so let's just get the guarantee move. And because I'm going into a cave here, I lose 2 actions. So Ruins 4, Ruins 6, that's all I can do. There you have it. Alright, Prowling. Just anything but a 2, really. Alright, we got bats again, which is all good. That means that this giant bat, is just going to go there. That's the end of the turn. Simple as that. Now we're going to go to the lair, and then we're going to search. So, Ruins 3... search. Unfortunately, we start in a cave, so we still only get 2 actions. But hopefully we don't get any trouble. Alright, we got dragon. So we're going to be fighting a dragon. Go there, and let's try and locate. We need a 1 or a 4. Well, we got a 1, but that doesn't matter because we got a 6. So nothing happens. And now the dragon shows up. This is the lair dragon, so it's a big boy. Alright, let's take a look at this. So this dragon, this tremendous dragon, he comes in. He comes in with his head. His head is a separate thing, just like we had that giant. We had the giant with his club. The dragon also has a head. So the dragon head attacks at speed 4. It can't be targeted, and it does heavy damage. Okay. I think the head might roll for tactics to switch to this side. But we might still be fine, because you can see how slow the dragon is. He's got speed 6. He is tremendously armored. But if I play this to alert my weapon, because it's faster than his speed, right? And then So now we're alerted. We go at whatever speed of fight that I go with. And then I play the T5 to bump this up to tremendous damage at 5 speed. That forces us to play this for our maneuver. Which means that the head could still hit our armor and damage it. But I think this is all correct. I could be disastrously wrong here again and have rules incorrect. But let's roll repositioning. It's a 6. So, yeah, great. Alright, and then I think you roll tactics for the head. Okay, that's fine. He doesn't switch. So I could have this incorrect. I really could. But I believe that my armor would be damaged from the dragon head hit. I would have to wound something. So let's wound... let's wound this. No, you don't really want to do that. Okay, so wounding, I have to just remove any one. I have to remove any single one. But then when you recover, when you rest, basically, for every rest you do, you get to recover, like, 1 asterisk. For wounding, how it works is, like, if there's no asterisk, it just is healed when you do the rest. I mean, if you pick it. If there's 1 asterisk, then I think it becomes fatigued. And then if there's 2 asterisks, I think you have to, like, swap something. I don't even remember. I'd have to look it up. Realm Speak handles all that for you. So wounding, let's just do the, yeah, one of these. Fuck it. Just do one of those. Okay. And then I would undercut the dragon, because the dragon doesn't roll for tactics. He's tremendous. So he would only flip when he hits you. But doesn't kill you. I don't know if that counts for the head hitting you and not killing you, but even if it did, I would still kill him right now, so it doesn't matter. So I undercut his speed with a 5. I do tremendous damage because I have a heavy thing, upgraded one by my tremendous fight shit. Sharpness doesn't even matter. It gets ignored, but it doesn't matter. And he is dead. Again, there is a good chance that something in there got wrong, but I don't think so. So we get another 10 notoriety and 10 fame on our 3rd turn. Can't complain about that. We did get a damaged piece of armor, but sometimes them's the breaks, you know? What do you want me to say? Alrighty. Yeah, that should all be correct. So we get a next day then. Let us search, 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 search. That's what we're doing. Let's roll on this. All right, we got the dragon result again, which is actually... Oh, I didn't do flutter last time. What was flutter dragon? Oh, the heavy flying dragon. Oh. It's a little bit more problematic. So this should have actually appeared right there. And now this turn it's going to come and approach us. Okay. Now if I had known that, I probably would have hid. So let's change that last S to a hide. Might still fail, but fingers crossed. Okay, let us do our first 3 searches then. We're trying to find the lair. We got a 3. That doesn't help us. Nope, that doesn't help us. So that's first one. Second one is nothing. Third one is a 4. We have found the lair. Huzzah. Alright, and then let's roll for our hide. Be nice if we get it. We got it. Alright. Alright. Then the 2 heavy flying dragons swoop in. Now, I could just ignore them. I could just say, nah, I'm hidden. I'm not going to bother with them. And call it a day. But they are doable. If I had the Morning Star, it'd be no problem. But I can't undercut them. And I have to play this thing to avoid them undercutting me. So yeah, it's a little iffy. It's a little iffy. Alerting doesn't really do anything for me here. We actually want them to flip, because when they flip, they only do light attacks, which I can completely ignore. But, you know, you can't really rely on that. I'm gonna go with, I mean, I have a 33% chance on my ambush hit of killing one. That's basically it. And then I would be in a brawl with both of them, which is the most likely result. And I'd be getting fatigued and fatigued and fatigued. So I think with that in mind, I actually am better off staying hidden and just trusting in the hide roll. Now, if I fail the hide roll first thing, then I'm blocked for the rest of my turn and I have to fight them unhidden. But overall, that's not that terrible, and I think it's worth the risk. So let's see what's popping today. We got dragons again. This will not actually spawn anything. No. The lair, we've already killed the lair dragon. And Flutter only spawns these 2 heavy flying dragons. So yeah. Alright, let's see how this hide roll goes. Just don't roll them 6s. Alright, we're hidden still. Good, good, good. So now I can search and just live my life. I can then loot. I get to loot the lair. We might pick up some loot that actually helps out. Alright, we get the 6th card down. A lot of interruptions today, but okay. We looted the 6th card of the lair, which has 7 total. We're taking this one. Beast Pipes. Pretty shit. Just contains 1 type. Type 8. Type 8 spell. Carrying it gives you -5 fame, but 5 notoriety, and you can sell it for $8, which is what we will probably do. Alright, second loot. Snake Eyes, the top card. Crystal Ball. Use regular phases to record peer in any clearing or spell in any tile on the map. So, yeah, we're using the Crystal Ball. You can peer. You can roll on the peer table from any clearing across the entire board. Not too shabby, because you could just sit at the chapel for a little bit, scope out all the treasure spots, find out where they are, and then just head straight there. So, you know, still might end up being the same amount of time, but it's a hell of a lot safer. And yeah, we'll probably sell it. It gives 5 notoriety, but it's worth 20 gold. 20 gold is pretty juicy. That's how you get that Morning Star. All right, and our third loot of the day. Snake eyes again. Holy shit. The Regent of Jewels. Haha. Look at that. It's a great treasure by the red border. 67 gold for selling this bad boy. But it's worth 10 notoriety, and if you sell it to the soldiers, you get 67 gold and 10 fame. Now, when you pick up stuff like that, that's when you think like, oh, why didn't I go for the gold requirement? Oh, but it is a great treasure. One of our needed 2. So, you know. Oh, it also gives an extra trade phase, which is fine, but that's like the least remarkable thing about it. All right. That's it. Nothing spawns. Flying dragons want to kill us, but they can't find us. So we will do again another turn. Let's continue to be bold and beautiful. Hide, search, search, search. See what spawns here. We've got ogres, wolves, goblins, and the octopus, which means that Patter 5 is going to be spawning some goblins with axes. Goblins with axes are not a concern to us, because they only do light attacks by normally or medium attacks, none of which can get through our armor. So what's likely to happen with that fight is that it would just end after 2 rounds of nothing happening. Okay. So, yeah, noted. Let's hide. Let's try to hide. We did not. We failed. We got a 6. So we're not hidden. That doesn't mean we're blocked. We still get the rest of our turn. Actually, no, we don't. We lose the rest of our turn. Sorry. Yeah, that's the whole point of hiding. Right, so the rest of our turn is lost, and now we have to contend with the flying dragons. So let's see how this fight goes. I can't imagine it's going to go entirely well. Alrighty. We don't get any sort of hidden ambush thing or anything like that. We can alert our weapon, so we don't get that benefit. We have to play this H4 with 2 asterisks to avoid being undercut, because anything else would be slower than their attack speed. So, c'est la vie. And then for our fight, all we need is just an H6, because we can't undercut them no matter what. Ideally, they both flip over, but the odds of that are, you know, there's only 30% chance for each one. All right, that's how we're setting it up. Let's reposition. They got a 3, so that means that this guy's moving here. This guy's gonna hit me. So that's about as good as I really could have hoped for in this situation. It's not ideal. We're gonna lose our armor, which is a shit, but maybe they'll flip. So let's see. Let's see if the top one flips. He does not. Let's see if the bottom one flips. This is more important. Ho ho! Double 6s. Get flipped, son. You ain't destroying shit. All right, that is about as good as that is as good as I could ever. That's the best. That was the best result. All right. I love it. I love it. I mean, you saw it. I didn't fudge anything. All right. So, this dragon would attack first. Actually, reach advantage would go first. So in that case, I should have covered my maneuver. That was foolish of me. I always forget about reach going first in the first round. So, I would have gone first. I kill this thing because he's a heavy target. He has armor, but we don't even, our sword is a heavy attack by default. So we kill that thing. Then this thing attacks us. It does hit our maneuver, but it gets interrupted by the armor, which even though it's damaged, it still has a heavy suit of armor. He is doing a light attack, so it completely ignores it. And that's that. That's that. All right. So now... Oh, now I have to fatigue, because I played 2 asterisks worth of stuff. So I have to fatigue an asterisk. It'll just go with, an H5. There you go. Okay, we're gonna play the same chits. I'm just deciding whether to cover my maneuver or not. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, because if he flips, he'll still do the damage either way. But I guess if he does end up hitting me, I'd rather kill him. So we might as well cover my maneuver. Let's go with that. Alright, repositioning is a 4, so he's staying where he is. Tactics. No flip, so that's that. I have to fatigue again, so we'll go with the H4. So if you fatigue something with 2 asterisks, you can make change, like I said, by bringing back something that's been fatigued with only 1 asterisk. So it's a net loss of 1. Alright, let's go again. He got a 3 for repositioning, which means that he's staying the same. This isn't working out. Tactics, flip. He does flip. He misses me. He doesn't undercut me, but he is flipped again. Okay. I have to fatigue again. Let's go with the T5. So now I don't know, I'm debating about the the covering my maneuver. Because I could theoretically get away without losing my armor. But if I cover my maneuver, I'm guaranteed to lose my armor. That will be the end of the fight, but I'd lose the armor. So let's be bold. Let's be bold and crazy. We'll go with that. Let's see this reposition roll. It's a 1. So, perfect. See? There you go. Fortune favors the bold, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to bother rolling for tactics because he's not hitting me, and no matter what, he is dead. Haha! And that's how you deal with that. We do have to fatigue one more thing. So, let's go with an H5, I suppose. We'll probably want to rest pretty soon. Okay, but we get our rewards. We killed 2 of them in 1 battle. So the first one is worth 5 notoriety, 5 fame. The second one, though, is doubled. It's worth 10 and 10. So that's a total of 15 notoriety, 15 fame. How do you get better than that? Alright, so we are up to 28 fame, 28 notoriety, not counting our items. Which means that we do technically have those 3 victory points. Not counting the loss of 5 fame, but even then we're still fine. So if I pick up 1 treasure, if I pick one more great treasure, I win. I could just sit out the rest of the game. Actually, what you can do at that point is you walk off the edge of the map. So anywhere there's a road that leads off the edge, like right here, you could just walk off and your score is immediately tallied. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. There's still 4 more treasures at the lair, so I think we're gonna go with that. Patter 5 spawns these goblins, but those aren't a concern. The bat isn't a concern. Basically, I'm not the lair isn't going to spawn anything else. No more dragons can appear now unless, well, tomorrow's day 7, so that is something. We could get some trouble back in. Yeah, we could get some more trouble again, but if not, I'm only concerned then if the demon and the other guys show up. Then we have a concern. But for now, let's go with HSSS. Same thing as usual. All right, let's see what's prowling and what's regenerating today. Bats. Bats are prowling and regenerating. That is perfectly fine. That's about as good as we could get. So, I'll show you what's going to happen here. We're going to roll our hide, even though it doesn't matter. All right, we failed to hide. Doesn't matter. Let's roll our loot on the lair. We got a 6, which is nothing. We need a 4 or lower. We got us a 2. So we get the second card. The Elusive Cloak. It's shit. No one likes this. This is just money. If attacked by attacks equal or greater to than 5 times, move your maneuver. Dwarf cannot move duck, move attack for you. Okay, so basically has to be an attack speed of 5 or higher, which pretty much just means like the tremendous dragons, or that's pretty much it, or the giants, or the ogre if you ever happen to fight an ogre. That's pretty much it. Most things are 4 or higher. So the Elusive Cloak, we can equip it, but it'll almost never come into play. Okay, that was my second roll. Let's do the third roll. Ooh, we got a 3, so we get the bottom card. Oh, the Royal Scepter! Here's the problem with this. Whoops. The Royal Scepter gives us an extra higher phase. It's a great treasure, so it's one of the 2 we need. If we sell it to the guards, we get 20 fame in addition to the 8 gold, but it gives minus 15 notoriety. So let's see if we can't tally this up now. I think I actually might still be fine, because these total of 22, which puts us at a total of 50 notoriety. Minus 15 is 35, still enough. So technically right now I fulfill all of my victory conditions. And now we can walk off the map and win the game. And that's the end of our turn. Bats prowl, but they also respawn because we're on the 7th day of the month. So I'm pretty certain about this. I'm pretty certain I understand this correctly. The bats would regenerate back to the board because they are prowling, and any other bats that were on the board elsewhere would go back to the chart of appearances, and then they get spawned by the flutter because that's what's happened. We're in this tile. So if we weren't on this tile, they wouldn't go back to flutter, but since we're here, that's the effect. If instead they were on the warning shit, then they would come straight to us, but first they have to go to flutter. All right, so we're all good. Then all right, this is easy. I've already won. I'll show you. All right, so just for demonstration purposes, I'm finally going to cast a spell. I don't even need to, but I'm going to cast it. So it's the 7th day of the month, which I told you on the 7th day of each week, a magic source is available across the entire map. So on the 7th day out of 28, it's white and black. Anywhere you are on the map, you have a source of white or black magic. It's only like one source. You can't cast like, I don't think you can cast like 30 spells or however, you know, whatever. I think it's just once. But that means that we have a magic chit. We have a magic chit that we can use to cast a spell. A holy spell. This will only work for holy spells based on this symbol. And you can see the 8 symbols here. So we can cast a holy spell that we know, such as Make Whole, if we have a source of white magic, which we do because it's the 7th day of the month. So right now, during the combat that would technically be going on right now, even though we're not fighting anything, we can cast a spell. So we're going to cast Make Whole by fatiguing this. So that gets fatigued. The magic source gets consumed. which doesn't mean anything because it's just sort of on the board. And then we get to activate all our fatigued or wounded chits and repair all damaged armor of target and breaks the Wither Curse. So that means this gets instantly repaired. This gets instantly boom, boom, boom. This still stay fatigued. It's not that broken, but yeah. So big heal and our armor gets repaired. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. So yeah, that was good. That was a good day. So now, we're abandoning the lair because we pretty much sucked all the good stuff out. And we're gonna move off the map. And we're gonna do this in the safest way possible because we have so much time available to us. And yeah, you could just keep running around and looting and fighting, and really, if I was playing with other people, obviously I would not just walk out of the game on day 8 and just be, all right, you guys have fun. You know, you would keep going just to keep playing and to see, you know, to try and get your score higher. Because it's not just, like I said, about winning or losing. There's also an overall score. But for our purposes and for the sake of just ending this video on a high note, we're going to move to Lindenwood's 5. So move Lindenwood 5. Then we're going to do Evil Valley 1 and 4. Move Evil Valley 1, move Evil Valley 4, and then we'll rest. And we actually get an extra rest phase each day, so we're going to rest twice. So I can show you finally what resting would look like. All right, so we can roll this. It honestly doesn't matter because we're going to be ending on a valley tile with a house. Yep, does not matter what I rolled. We move here. And now we're going to rest twice. Remember, White Knight can get an extra rest phase each day. So, first rest phase, you're going to restore 1. You're either healing fatigue or you're healing wounds. And wounded stuff usually becomes fatigued while you're healing it. So it takes a while to recover from wounds. But you're healing 1 asterisk from fatigue. So we have to make change by bringing this back and, say, putting this in there. But then the second rest phase, I recover 1 asterisk again. And so 2 rest phases heals 2 asterisks and we're good. And now we're fully healed, full set of armor. I mean, you can't get better. Can't get better than our current situation. So now this next turn, we're going to move to Deep Woods 5, 3, 2, and then we're going to write edge, meaning that we walk off the edge of the map. What were those numbers again? 5, 3, 2. Move Deepwood 5, move Deepwood 3, move Deepwood 2, edge. Or move edge. Either way. Alright. You can roll your prowling, but it doesn't matter, as we know. Yeah. And boop, boop, boop. Edge. Our score is immediately tallied then, because we're no longer part of the game. Let's look at our treasures here. There you go. We got 2 great treasures, so we got 2 points for that. We need 20 fame, which I have 28 minus 5, so 23. We fulfilled that. I need 20 notoriety, of which I have 35 total, so we fulfilled that. That is a 5-point victory, and I am a winner. I am a winner. Feels good, doesn't it? I mean, maybe not for you guys, you just observed, but for me, yeah, it feels good. I don't know if a tabletop victory is as satisfying as a Realm Speak victory, winning on the digital version, because if you win on the digital version, no one can fucking dispute that. You know. There were no rule flubs or anything like that. Like, you won by all accounts. Here, it's possible I messed up, although I really don't think so. This was a very simple, quick run-through. But you can see just how easily you can technically win if you fight exactly the right stuff you know, you play the right moves, and you happen to get lucky. I mean, that was a big part of it. Finding the lair right, like 4 spaces away from my start, and just looting the lair and getting my 2 treasures and stuff. I mean, it's just, yeah, it can happen. I mean, Magic Realm is not this perfectly balanced gameplay experience where, you know, it's always going to be this epic struggle, or you know, everything's going to be fair. You know, sometimes you'll get good luck, sometimes you'll get bad luck, but it's always going to be just kind of an experience. So yeah, I don't know what else to really say. Obviously, if I was make another video, we would go with like the Sorcerer. We'd play the Sorcerer, who, if you look at his stuff, he has 2 movement chits, 1 light fight chit, and then the rest is all magic. So this guy is a magic blaster. Primarily due to this spell here, Fiery Blast. If you're playing the Sorcerer, you're probably starting with this spell. It's an attack spell that can hit any number of targets. You roll on the missile table for each attack, so you might not actually kill everything you're targeting. But its base damage is light with 3 sharpness, which means that it can kill an unarmored tremendous target. It could kill an armored tremendous target if you roll on the missile table well. But yeah, this thing is potent. That, I mean, you walk up to like those 6 goblins or whatever, and you're just, you know, because yeah, this for the 6 goblins, as long as you don't roll a 6 on the missile table, they're dead. And you can target all of them and fire it off like in the first round of combat. If you're in hiding, you know, and you ambush them with Fiery Blast, I mean, it's pretty much done. Close to it. But, you know, he is very fragile. He's not, no armor. He is medium weight, so he's not light, which is nice. But yeah, he definitely benefits from having like a rogue with him or something, some allies. It's a very different play style. But I'm not quite ready with my magic understanding to do that video just yet. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just incredible. I do enjoy playing it solo. I think it is a solid solo game, but I really want to play with other people, because I think, and I mean, that's what pretty much everyone says, is it really shines when you're playing with other people, just due to all the interactions that are possible with other players involved, being able to work together, being able to sabotage each other, you know, really competing, and being able to like hire, you know, natives to go and fuck them up, or, you know, it's just like, oh yeah, it's complicated, yes. It's hard to learn, yes. I think, like I said, having someone there that knows how to play is a huge help. Because as I was going through these videos and as I'm slowly explaining things, it didn't feel that complicated to me. Now, obviously, I can't really be the best judge of that. I know it all. Or, you know, I know what I've all been saying. So I guess I would be curious to see what people watching this have to say about how they understand the game at this point. Like I said, this is not a complete tutorial. But if I was playing with people at the table, you know, there would be a back and forth. They would be able to ask questions. Situations would come up and I'd be like, oh, no, this is how this works. And oh, you see this? This is how this works. Here, I'm basically just explaining it as I go through my own single game here, single player game. But yeah, it's just, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Magic Realm. It needs more attention. This game doesn't even have a subreddit. I mean, that is a travesty. This game needs more attention. More people need to know about Magic Realm. It needs a Kickstarter for like, just take this redesign. Just take Kareem's redesign here. I mean, it's gorgeous. Maybe touch up the tiles a little bit. You can tell like he did the tiles in paint or something. I mean, some of these look a little, yeah, a little smudgy. But if you professionally redesign the tiles and maybe, you know, touched up a few other things, and just put this on Kickstarter. I don't know the legalities of it. I don't know who owns the rights to Magic Realm at this point. But and if you released a Kickstarter with like more content and stuff, like optional, it would have to all be optional content. The base game needs to stay as it is. And it doesn't need miniatures or anything like that. This chart of appearances needs to remain as the base game. All right. I don't want to add shit to that. But if you added optional monsters and another level of the chart of appearances that you could add later on, and there already is a lot of optional. People have already made all this. You know, people have made homebrew content for Magic Realm. And we have like seasons. So you could add seasons to your game. So like you can play during Christmas time, where there's icy winds. If you're not in a cave or dwelling during birdsong, so at the start of each round, start of each turn, if you're not in a cave or dwelling, you immediately fatigue 1 asterisk. And mountains cost 3 phases to enter instead of 2. And then there's like, you know, special, but you get 3 actions during the basic phase of your turn. So normally, well, so basically you'd have 5 actions per turn, and that's for Christmas, and it does some other things. Or you could play during let's see here, you could play during freshet. As the snows melt and the cold rains run off, it starts to flood. And I think you have to look in the rulebook to see exactly what all these things mean. Like, I don't know what nuts and berries means. I don't know what that means. But you can play during midsummer and have that going on. You can, and this modifies, you know, maybe what spell magic is available during the 7th day of the week. During Swelter with ball lightning involved. I mean, that's just the seasons module. Then there's like the quests module, which is a lot of people like, a lot of people play with. So you have the book of quests here. So instead of just picking the normal 5 victory point thing, you instead get handed a bunch of quests at the start of the game, and you can choose which quests to complete. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So if we just go to a quest here, yeah, thief in the night. Leader of the Thieves Guild is seeking someone he can groom to take over as leader someday, and you've been chosen. First, you must prove your worthiness. To succeed in the quest, you must obtain the equivalent of 50 points of gold in stolen items, along with 1 great treasure, which need not be stolen. So stealing, you may only steal from native bands. To attempt any theft, you must first locate the native band's treasures, locate and root rolls, blah, 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 while you're hidden. I mean, it's just like, once you get Magic Realm down and you get all that good and everything's clear and you've played the normal game a bunch of times, then you put in the quests, and then it's like, then it becomes really just like, you know, a fantasy adventure with different I tried one on Realm Speak where I had to like find this girl in the woods, and I had to like escort her to the chapel, and she was being protected by a lion that I could use as like a hireling, and things were after her. I mean, look at all these quests with all their own special rules, and it's like, holy fuck. Again, like, that could be added into the Kickstarter. It's just like more optional modules, more monsters, more treasures, you know, more weapons and armor. I mean, it's just like, this game has so much fucking potential. But that's the thing. It's so important that it does not get streamlined. It's so important that, like, this combat chart, as fucky as it seems at first, it's so important it does not get changed. Because this combat system works for this game. Because... And it's what you're going to think when you first look at it. It's like, why does it need to be this obtuse? Why does it need to be this complicated and weird? And that's because it needs to be able to handle so many different situations and still be interesting, you know? It needs to be able to handle... You know, I fought, like, you know, fighting just this giant bat. Okay, it's not that complicated. And you might think, well, why do I have to go through all these steps and all this process and this weird stuff just to be able to kill one giant bat? But what if I added this? What if this was the fight? You know, this is still a perfectly valid fight that can still be handled, you know, on this chart. Or then what if I had, you know, some hirelings and I had an order knight and he came in and was trying to assist me and he pulled this dragon, he tanked this dragon for me. And then what if I killed all this shit and I want to help out my hireling? So I go, you know, it's just like, it needs to be able to handle all this. Or what if another player was involved and he wanted to help out my hireling, or I was fighting the player, but I had been transformed into a dragon, and so I'm fighting another player, but I'm a dragon. You know, it's just like, it needs to be able to handle all of that with the exact same set of rules. That's fucking Magic Realm. Bottom line, I'm super glad that I finally discovered and learned how to play Magic Realm. I mean, when I first sat down, I was like, I'm really gonna fucking sit here and learn a super complicated board game from 1979 that doesn't even have its own subreddit. And yes, I did. And I'm glad I did, because it's just incredible. I want a physical copy. I do, but I don't really want a physical copy if no one ever wants to play it with me. I mean, it's just kind of pointless. Because, yeah, I mean, Realm Speak is probably what you want to do if you're just going to sit here and play solo. The problem with Realm Speak is that it does lose something in the translation. I mean, this is a board game, you know? It's meant to be a board game. When you put it on a digital version that handles all that rules and stuff for you, it loses something. So, yeah, if it's just me that's only interested in Magic Realm, it's not really worth it to buy. Or really, for Magic Realm, you're either buying an original copy from decades ago on eBay for a lot of money, you're making a copy of it yourself, or you're potentially having someone else make it for you, which is what I would do. I would try and have like a print and play company make a copy of this redesign for me, and which would cost a lot. I mean, this would probably cost like $400 or something to have them make it, but it's fucking Magic Realm. But that's only if people are interested. So what I think I'm gonna try to do is get the boys together, get the lads together on Tabletop Simulator, maybe in person Tabletop Simulator, and just sit them down with Magic Realm for like a few hours and just teach them. You know, if they watch videos beforehand or try and read stuff beforehand, that's even better. But I think that I am capable of just explaining the game from the start. And then if they like it, then, you know, then I can move forward and actually have a physical copy of Magic Realm. It's just, yeah, it's by far the nerdiest thing I've ever been interested in. Because it's like, I mean, I'm interested in a lot of nerdy things, of course, but they're all popular. They're pretty much all popular stuff. Like SCP is not really that nerdy anymore because, you know, every kid and their dog is interested in SCP. Video games, you know, any video game is super mainstream. Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup is kind of nerdy. That's a pretty nerdy thing to like. But Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup has its own fucking subreddit. So this, by definition, is nerdier. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. So for right now, I'm not gonna make any more videos. I'm gonna wait till all of these get uploaded, and then we'll see if anyone is even interested. If this video gets like 3 views or something, then I'll cool it. But yeah, it's so incredible. I'm glad I could go out on a win. That was good. Alrighty. Oh, Jesus. My name is Mangg. This has been Magic Realm. I'll see you fine folks around.